Okay, wow, I didn't realize it was on. Anyway, it's Sunday night, so I'm a little decided to be a little bit casual um, than I normally am. I'm back at the house, that sort of thing. Anyway, you didn't want to hear about me. You're here to get what you need to know and move on, meaning, move on to the assignment. So once again, I've got my computer up so that I can totally look at the writing assignment so you know what's being asked of you. And then also, I want to talk about interviews. So those are the two things that I plan on talking about, and I'm going to try and be as brief as I can. All right, just so that you get everything you need. I think that the questions themselves are pretty straightforward. We're talking more about literacy. Want you to kind of think about the reading that we've done this semester, in addition to the stuff that you're looking at with technology, or that you've looked at already, that sort of thing. I kind of want it all to come together to some extent with your thoughts and the thoughts of other people for this writing assignment. So, let's see. In the discussion for this week, we're going to talk about these questions and, and what you guys think about them. Or not what you think about the questions, in that, you kind of don't get a choice on what the questions are, but how you would answer some of these questions. And then also, I want you to get, let me think. You have to use one, at least one artifact from the NCAL archive. I'm going to explain that in a minute. And an interview at least three people outside of this class. And you're going to do the interviews this week, and you're going to pick your NCAL artifact this week. We're going to talk about that as the second part of the discussion. And so you're going to actually want to go through the archives and choose something that fits relevant to what you think. And once again, it's about using different sources in your arguments. You'll have to have the MLA stuff and all that. Hopefully the OWL source helped you. I think, like I said, I think the questions themselves are straightforward. I am asking for sources. Remember, this is a longer paper, 4 to 5 pages. And I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now that you might have any questions with about this prompt. But if there are, then you send me an email and I will answer that on a case-by-case basis. And if it's something that I think is really important, I will share that with everybody. Okay, so interviewing. A few really important things. First of all, you're going to have to get permission, written permission, from people to interview them for this project. It's a requirement, and you have to have 3 of them. And I'm going to let you do that in 2 different ways, or one of 2 ways. You don't have to do it both ways, but you can either, if you have a scanner, you can scan the document and save it as a PDF and attach it to the eCollege Dropbox. Or you can take a picture of it. Just make sure that it's signed, all that sort of thing, and then take a picture of it and upload that to the Dropbox. If you don't have either of those and you want to fax them to me, you would have to do that before Friday. So I don't necessarily recommend that unless you get them before then. And you're going to have to come up with interview questions. So that's what the majority of this lecture is going to talk about. The types of questions you want to ask. Okay, first of all, rule number 1. You can't interview anybody from this class. Okay? You're already going to get their opinions through the discussion boards. So that's rule number 1. Okay. Rule number 2. If you're going to use a question that has yes or no, as the first part of it. Like, do you like to write, for example? You're going to want to say, if they say yes or no, you're going to want to follow that up with another question. So use that as a lead in to what you want them to talk about, okay? And you're going to choose these questions, or you're going to write these questions in your first journal entry so that A, you have them in advance, and B, you're going to have the questions that are here with writing assignment 4. I just thought about those. And they're pretty much the same as the ones that are given for the prompt. So you can use those, and then you have a few more that you need to write. That maybe you already have an idea of how you're going to answer this. So you would use some questions that are pretty specific. Okay. There's a rule number 3. There's kind of a equal balance between stuff that you might need, stuff that you don't. Choose someone that you can contact relatively easily, so that if by chance you need to ask another question, that sort of thing, you can get a hold of them. It's not that big of a deal. Okay? So make sure that you've got that in mind. Okay. Rule number 4. I think that was rule number 3. So rule number 4. Be nice and courteous and all of those things to the people who you're interviewing. Okay? They're taking their time and their energy to do this for you. And they don't have to. Even if it's your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or your kids, then they're still taking time out of their schedule and that sort of thing. Be nice to them. I tell people it never hurts to send them a thank you, send the person a thank you letter. You can interview pretty much whoever you want, except for it being someone in this class, because everybody provides a different point of view. Number 5, 4, 5, 6, I don't remember. Make sure in this essay that you have a really clear definition of what literacy is. I realize I've said that over the course of the at least writing assignments 1 and 2. With this assignment, you're really going to want to make sure that you have that, because you have everybody thinks of literacy in a different way, and you don't have to use just reading or writing. You can expand your definition of literacy as long as you make clear that that's what you're doing. Okay? So that's what I've got for now, and like I said, I tried to make it pretty quick, relatively painless, and I'll see you next time.